Why do we dream? It's a question that has puzzled humanity for thousands of years. Every single night, the moment you drift off into deep sleep, your brain embarks on a bizarre journey. Your muscles go completely still, but inside your head, a complex biological show is just beginning. But why? Why does our brain spend hours rendering detailed imaginary worlds while we rest? What is the subconscious mind trying to achieve by keeping us locked in these nightly theaters? If you think about it, dreaming is incredibly strange. You might find yourself waking up in a panic because you're riding a giant chicken through outer space or running down a school hallway with no shoes on. How does your brain construct these visuals? And why do we accept them as real while we are asleep? And it's not just humans. Look closely at your sleeping dog or cat. The twitching paws, the quiet whimper. They are dreaming too. Evolutionary biology has kept this mechanism active across hundreds of animal species. If dreaming was just useless static, evolution would have discarded it millions of years ago. From birds to household cats, sleeping animals across hundreds of species experience active dreams. Because evolution kept this across so many species, it must serve a major biological purpose. Scientists believe dreams are crucial for three core things: memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and simulating survival. The paradox is that while your body remains paralyzed, your brain is firing active signals, lighting up like a Christmas tree. This happens during REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. Under closed eyelids, your eyes twitch as if watching a screen. Inside the head, it's like a bustling movie theater, projecting stories. Tiny subconscious engines operate behind the scenes, projecting complex dream cities. This brings us to the first major hypothesis, the memory consolidation theory. Think of your brain as a grand, infinite library. Every single day you collect thousands of new inputs, conversations, faces you pass on the street, facts you study, and songs you hear. During the day, they just pile up in a messy, disorganized warehouse. But when you fall into deep REM sleep, the brain librarian finally goes to work. It starts sorting through the piles, deciding what to keep and what to discard. In this internal memory warehouse, important knowledge is sorted, polished, and stamped keep to move into long-term storage, while trivial memories are discarded to clear space. A neural pathway transfers files from the temporary hippocampus to the permanent neocortex. Dreams are the visual fragments we see as these memory puzzle pieces are being organized and stitched together. But memory doesn't explain nightmares. This leads to the survival theory. For our ancient caveman ancestors, sleeping in the dark forest was a dangerous gamble, surrounded by hidden predators. Predators were always hiding in the dark, watching, waiting. How did our brains prepare us for these threats? By creating a safe, virtual reality simulator. When you dream about falling, being chased by a shadow, or fighting a monster, your brain is actually launching emergency training software. It is practicing stress responses and testing survival techniques in a consequence-free environment. Inside your brain's control room, threat training runs on loop. This explains why we experience classic panic dreams, like running through a concrete labyrinth, falling through the sky, or being chased by a mysterious shadow creature. The brain uses these simulated situations to train stress responses for real life. But why are these simulations so bizarre? Why does a childhood friend suddenly morph into a school teacher, or a familiar house transform into an airport terminal? Why does a grandmother ride a giant shark through a mall, or a businessman float on a chicken in space? It's because your brain is blending inputs together like a cognitive mixer. It throws school, family, fear, and old memories into a blender. While this mix is processed, your logic center remains turned off, but your emotional centers glow white hot. With the logical editor asleep at the desk, the brain constructs these stories without restriction, helping us work through emotional stress and resolve complex feelings. Modern scientists use tools like MRI scanners to map this activity, turning the mind's complexity into visible heat maps. Yet, the sleeping brain remains as mysterious as deep space or artificial intelligence. Ultimately, dreams are a combination of all three: storing memories, regulating emotions, and practice.